I'm Meshell, and you're watching The Breakdown. Socialism is impossible to avoid today. From the policies proposed on the Democratic debate stage, to outspoken members of Congress like AOC and Bernie Sanders, to our college campuses, socialism is being hailed as the golden political ideology that will fix what ails us. Over the last 100 years, over 100 million people have died at the hands of communist and socialist regimes. The man behind these movements is Karl Marx, a philosopher whose ideas on overthrowing the powers that be and seizing the means of production threw the world into violent struggles. By way of mass starvation, execution, war, and destruction, history clearly illustrates the failure of his ideologies. No sane person would look at 100 million deaths and say, "Yep, sign me up for that." This begs the question, how are we even still talking about socialism in the United States of America? As we've reported at the Leadership Institute's Campus Reform, it boils down to a lack of historical truth. Today's socialists have convinced themselves and many of our nation's young people that Lenin, Stalin, Mao, Guevara, Castro, and countless others weren't the real thing. Of course, modern-day Venezuela, where people are hunting zoo animals to survive and being shot by their own government, is also not the real thing. Those millions who died in Soviet Russia were nothing but a fluke accident, just an externality. And while our educational institutions should be rushing to dispel with this absurd notion, they're choosing to let it flourish. Our historians, political scholars, and human rights experts in academia surely know the costs of socialism and communism, so why aren't college graduates taking on that understanding? From professors saying Venezuela is better off under socialism to canceling classes for socialist conferences, the very people who could stop this ideology from spreading are choosing to let it grow. With each report of socialism on campus, it becomes less and less shocking to hear AOC's insane policy proposals. Her ideas were forged in the petri dish of higher education. You can chalk it up to ignorance, or maybe to the rejection and excommunication of conservative, libertarian, or otherwise dissenting scholars, but the fact is that our nation's young people are starting to believe that the government needs to have a hand in every aspect of our lives. If we don't want to face the same fate as that 100 million, we'd be wise to push back on socialism and fight for the freedom from government that has allowed this great country to prosper. I'm Meshell. Thank you for watching The Breakdown. I'm Meshell with Campus Reform. If you'd like to join our team, become a campus correspondent or an investigator, click here. If you'd like to donate to fund the work that we're doing here, click here. And if you'd like to subscribe to be the first to see our new content, click here. Don't be shy.